It is round 2 of the South African Rotax Max Challenge here in Benoni. And man, if you thought round 1 in Killarney was something, wait till you see what we have in store for you. Best of the best in South African karting. You don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned right here.
I'd like to thank Jonathan Peterson for helping me set up the kart for today.
This circuit, do you like it?
It's a challenging circuit, it's quite a long lap, so to get a full lap and all the sectors right is quite hard.
You've got the South African champion chasing you down. How are you going to handle him?
He's a tough one, eh? We'll see what happens on track.
On a weekend like this where everybody's at a new circuit, new venue, you're learning as you go. How do you go about that?
You just take it as it comes. I mean, you can't predict what's going to happen. You just got to take it on the chin and see what happens.
New circuit brings new challenges.
Yeah, definitely. We struggled this whole weekend trying to get up to pace. Thankfully, we found it in last session yesterday. But yeah, I accidentally messed up my qualifying lap. I don't think it still would have beaten Riley's, but geez. Yeah, I mean, second, I'm happy. I'm sure we can fight through to first from there. But yeah, no, this is definitely the most difficult track in South Africa, in my opinion.
What makes it difficult?
The combination between fast pace and slow corners, the hard braking, the really slow exit of corners, and then the fast straight, fast sweeps, all this stuff. And it's just a really long track, and you can make so many mistakes and lose so much time. Like, if you're not perfect, then you're going to lose 0.5 a lap.
Third on the grid, where you expected to be?
It was a tough qualifying, not where I expected. I would have enjoyed something further up, but it is what it is, and I just need to push through first.
Track that you've spent a lot of time on. What is your plan for the day?
I really don't have a plan, I'm just focused on getting up there, getting in first. Hopefully my first few laps are good as well. That leads to the end of me being first as well. I'll try my best as well. Congratulations to the others as well. They did good. It's going to be tight as well.
Senior Max Heat 1 well underway, just in the wake of the Junior Max. We saw a lot of close racing. Geez, we've got a close championship lead. That is definitely going to change. The Western Province drivers, the likes of, a couple of them, qualifying was a bit different, didn't reflect the kind of positions that we see in the championship. I'm really looking forward to see how this materializes, as this is old Junior Max stock, Steve, and they've graduated.
Oh, they seem to be doing really well, and Riley off to a great start, trying to run away early on and get a bit of pace underneath them, as every single one of the carts trying to do it. Tate Bishop, all the way from Western Cape, now starting to enjoy a little bit of the Formula K circuit, battled a little bit, got into second place, and now needs to try and get on the horse and get going. Second in the championship.
Ooh, someone just went off into the dust. Who is that? Ooh, we're going to get a picture in a little while. Just to see what happened there. But someone had a big slider, huge slider. But Tate Bishop marshalling the Senior Max races. I see in third place there the bright color card of Mr. Grottis, who actually is positioned in the exact same way, third place in the championship as well.
So Grottis is going and making up. Unfortunately, not a fun start for one of the drivers. Tate Bishop first, and you got Riley Horner right behind, who's definitely putting the pressure on. Grottis having a bit of a trouble with Rackshaw right behind, and Rowe just trying to hang on to the coattails at this point, as they battle their way around the circuit. And you can just see how Horner is really just trying to throw it around, trying to get a little bit more momentum. But Bishop trying to stretch legs at the moment, moving forward, and wants to try and break away from the train.
Absolutely. Looks like Ian Grottis has a couple of errors and setup issue to deal with around the tight stuff, because of the kind of advantage Andrew Rackshaw seems to gain each time.
Tate's doing a 105.6 right behind Horner with a 105.68, so literally 0.2 of a second difference between first and second in times. And you've also got Rowe, who's just hovering around in the coattails, trying to figure out how to get back onto that train, slowly making up that little bit of time So lying in 5th place, and you can see just coming into shot, Rowe battling to try and get in there. But definitely want to see. But you can see Tate now starting to, every time, opens the gap, and it immediately gets closed by Horner. Horner just doesn't want to let go, wants to try and figure out, can I go on the inside? Can I do a do-or-die maneuver to just get past? And you can see how hard they're really battling. Bishop sliding around all over the show, just trying to keep it all together.
But you mentioned Horner, and I think Horner might be biding his time, trying to wait for the last few laps of the race. It might be too late. Look how close Andrew Rexrow is. It was, I think he really timed it very well. At exactly halfway mark, he decided, okay, now's my time. I'm going to try now reel in Riley Horner over here and see if we're able to actually make something of and have a better podium position than just a third. I think Tate Bishop has a lot more to worry about than just Riley Horner at the moment.
Tate just trying to use everything possible, leaning in, trying to get a better aerodynamic flow over the kart and over the driver at this point, as they do everything they can, battling their way around Formula K. And just that shot alone, you can see the drop-off that they have to deal with.
Tate Bishop coming in to that left to right at turn 1. Riley Horner very close in tow.
Now
But look at that, some mistake had to have been made by Tate Bishop there. Can you see how Riley galloped and closed that gap we were mentioning just a couple of seconds ago?
And Rackshaw looking to try go on the outside, decides rather going to keep in the train, really pushing at this point, literally nose to tail.
Saying, I'm here, brother, I'm here, right behind you.
And definitely a nudge of confidence coming in there, and Rackshaw really battling out. But take a look, Rotax not finished yet in the train as well. So now it is a 4-kart race going after first place, and Tate is just willing that checkered flag to come out right now. Just begging for it at this point, for it to come out. We've got one of the karters who is actually sitting by the marshal stands. Take a look, Riley going...
Gets pushed out.
Riley had to go defensive, Rackshaw losing out there, Rotax moving up, and now is having to pull away. So Rackshaw not going to be too happy with that. Tried making a move, didn't work out, and instead losing a position. That is one of the ultimate frustrations that you can have.
Oh, Rackshaw was the man I was backing, and I was all the way back and forth. Jeez, how the tables have turned in the last 2 laps. Let's see what Riley Horner is able to make of the half lap remaining and the full lap, that is lap 10. But, geez, picturesque leadership. Tate Bishop has not broken a sweat. Looks like he's in his lounge. There's a bit of a lean to him.
He's relaxed, he's calm until he looks up behind him and sees Horner getting closer and closer. Rackshaw now really putting the pressure on Rotax at this moment, trying to do everything possible to gain that little bit of momentum, but they're running out of time. Tate is literally having to hold on for 1 extra lap, and that's it.
Checkered flag in sight. That's all he might be thinking about as he commences the last lap of the race. Riley Horner still has a bit of concern about the security of his podium position, because Kieran Rotax is right on his exhaust and might make it stick if he's able to keep Andrew Rexrow at bay.
That's it. And now Bishop starting to check out from the rest of the field. Horner having to go a little bit defensive, trying to hold Rotax at bay. Rackshaw tries to take a look out on the outside, wasn't able to make it stick, but has got a little bit more momentum than Rotax. Rotax now having a bit of a rough time. Rackshaw tries going up on the inside, does a little bit of a jump trying to do it. And you can see constantly pressuring Rotax, having to look left and right, trying to figure out where Rackshaw is going to come from. Rackshaw just really doing everything he can at this point to just take that 3rd place away. It's getting desperate. Not many corners left. Is he going to be able to make it as they come towards the line? But Tate Bishop looking to take that 1st place. Horner would be in 2nd place. But we're just waiting to see. And it looks like Rackshaw unable to take that 3rd place. Groats is holding it. Rackshaw in 4th place. Rowe in 5th. Stern in 6th. Lee in 7th. Hill in 8th. Absolutely incredible racing. Our top 4, there was nothing in it.
0.
Tell us about your race. It was quite a close finish.
Yeah, geez. Unfortunately, in lap 3, my rear bumper fell off, meaning I had like literally no back grip whatsoever. Somehow I managed to keep it in the lead and keep sort of a slight margin for myself and Riley. I'm very unclear as to what was going on behind me, but I've heard there was quite a lot of blocking. But yeah, overall I'm just really happy to have won it. Hopefully next race my bumper won't fall off and we can just keep a nice gap in first.
Go slightly to your left. Tell me now, going into the next race, tightening your bumper, but what else are you going to do to get top spot?
Well, I mean, I think I'm starting P4, so yeah, it's going to be a tough battle, especially since I've heard that they block quite a lot, like even for third or fourth place. But yeah, I'm just going to try my best to get to the front and pull away.
And any other guys you got as opposition?
Yeah, I mean,
concerned about them?
yeah, I mean, Andrew Axtraw, Kian Grottis, and Riley Horner. You know, they're all super fast at this track. They were actually the ones finished behind me this race, but yeah, I mean, those guys are gonna be the ones to look out for, definitely. But yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully we can just bring it home in first place.
Tate was really on the mark at the start, but late race started drifting off. Let's see as they head into the start of the race.
There we go. Let's see if Tate Bishop is able to make the most of being in the lead and getting the whole shot. He has to keep bit of a slide out the back coming out there, but all stays in form. Kian Gross keeping the second place that he has there. Trying to have a look who's in third. Is that Jack Rowe? Tate Bishop still in the lead. Gross is right behind him, looking over his shoulder. See that. Does he have anything to defend? Indeed, that is Jack Rowe. Jack Rowe, my man. The new man, hey? Coming back, the changed race. He's in a podium conversation at the moment, but immediately loses it. Oh, car number 240 there. Couldn't make it stick. That is Andrew Rackstraw. Obviously, he's going to have a bit in his teeth at the moment. But in front of him, Riley Horner saying, Andrew, wait. Patience, my friend. But Andrew has too much pace. We saw this in Heat 1. He just had, whoa, someone going, oh my goodness, getting a whole chunk of curb there.
That seems to be car number 223.
Yes, Olerato Skuru. Oh, shame. That just chowed all the pace that he had, and Rackstraw is going to take so much advantage of that.
Bishop going and checking out. Rose is busy trying to catch up. Rowe and Juzzard starting to have a bit of a go at each other. So this is going to be interesting. Rowe is going on the defensive, trying to go a little bit towards the middle of the circuit, trying to hold him back. And you can just see it's turning into a rough time, but it looks like Juzzard might have just gotten past. No, Juzzard's still behind.
Yeah.
But Rowe going very, very wide, getting that wrong line. We talked a little bit about taking the inside line, outside line.
Yeah.
Being straight down the middle doesn't quite work out because one side's on the grip, the other side you're not.
Exactly.
So it just unsettles the kart too much, and as we saw, can take you right off the circuit in a moment's notice.
Spot on. You want the car to be in the sweet spot all the time in terms of where you are on the track and what it's able to do for you in terms of how it flexes. Because these go-karts are designed to flex, given that they don't have suspension as you would have normal road cars or some of the other different kinds of main circuit cars. So it depends a lot on the ability of the chassis to keep flexible around certain parts of the circuit. And if you get it wrong, as you've said, you've really sacrificed away your chance of winning or at least gaining a podium position in the case of Horner.
Bishop now under some pressure, trying to figure out how can he get a little bit more pace every step of the way. Rotax really charging down now, starting to get into the toe, getting pulled in. And this is where you don't want to be for Bishop, is having your competitor getting pulled into the slipstream and getting sucked around the circuit. And basically, you're just punching a hole in the air for him. And you can see Gross doing everything possible to try and look for a way past. Bishop has now got a problem.
Absolutely, and it looks like he's got to attend to the cooling of his engine. I saw him did something very similar around this time of the race in Heat 1, where he needs to adjust his radiator flap, and I saw him do the same thing now. Maybe his engine is it actually reached its peak too soon. He's got to bring it back in, which may affect his performance. But Looking at the defending champion so far, he's got a rookie in the form of Grotus to look out for. I wonder what's going to materialize in the next couple of corners. So close to him.
Rotax keeping it cool, calm, and collected at the moment, trying to take that inside line, trying to force a mistake out of Bishop. Bishop constantly fighting back, looking for the defense at this point, trying to pull himself along. Rotax also notice Rotax moves slightly over out of the slipstream just to get a bit of air into that radiator. So honestly, just keeping in mind a little bit of cooling will help in it, because he's getting zero airflow when he's behind Bishop.
Oh, that's a very nice observation. And I wonder if he's going to be able... He's been doing it consistently throughout the previous lap. But it's time he makes it materialize into a move. But the thing is, Tate Bishop knows exactly where to place the cart. He's a defending champion, so he knows how to navigate a situation where you need to be defensive without necessarily losing a lot of speed. And you can see he's done exactly that. Opened up a cart length in a matter of corners. And Grotus has to work his way up back again and go through those same maneuvers to try and get his cart into the sweet spot, which usually, depending on your compound of tire, can take 3 to 4 laps. It can take 5, 6 laps. There really is no set way of predicting how to actually maximize your move. I'm just seeing Grotus creeping up on Bishop there, but nothing's going to materialize. Bishop seems to be so in control of the situation.
As they try and make their way through, Grotus is doing everything he can, slowly gets onto the back of it. It's a frustration, I think, it's starting to come into the back of Grotus now, the back of the mind of, what more do I have to do to get past Bishop? I've tried the inside line, I've tried late braking, I've tried taking the dive, and every time Bishop has had that counter. So what more can be done?
The thing here is, Bishop is he's very experienced. And the best thing, exactly as Grotus is now, he needs to keep, as long as possible, in such a position. Be in a point where Bishop can actually hear your exhaust. Beautiful move. Let's see if he makes it stick. Nice. Nicely done. That's exactly what needs to happen. He needs to be so close to Bishop that he knows he's there. And then get into his mind, because now he can hear him when he brakes. He can hear him when he turns, slides, etc., etc. The best way. Wait for Bishop himself to make a mistake, which it seems he's done right here.
So the Bishop has just been knighted, and there we go. Rotax taking a little bit too much to the curb at this point, going out a little bit too wide, and loses a slight bit of time. Bishop did slack off a little bit just to give him a bit of room in case of a mistake. But Rotax once again sliding around. He's getting a little bit out of touch there, and Bishop is just slowly waiting for the mistake to happen. As you can see, Rotax once again going a little bit too hard, dropping the wheel.
It's the mistakes, yeah.
And this is going to be a bit of a rough one, as they're going to be coming up to start their final lap here at Formula K. And let's see, will Rotax be able to hold on, tucking his head down, but does pop up to take a look what's behind him to see how far Bishop is. And Bishop's just keeping calm. He's keeping calm. He's waiting for the attack. And you can see just leaning a little bit more to the left, trying to see where's the weak spot. So I wonder if he's just trying to view where maybe taking him on the outside might be an option.
Possibly. It was a nice analogy you put there, the Bishop being knighted. Let's see what a knight does. Does a knight re-Bishop, or does he rook the Bishop now? He's at the back. How's he going to keep someone as good as Bishop? But it looks like Bishop's falling back. He doesn't have the same pace.
Could this be it?
Yeah, he seems like he's happy to take the second place. Looks like he's looking at the long game. I guess Heat 3 is where he's going to bring his charge. I mean, to be honest, the battle between him and Grotus will keep the championship the same. You will understand why Bishop is happy to take second place as the checker flag approaches. Well done, Kian Grotus. Beautifully driven. Beautiful drive. It's his first national win for the rookie there. Absolutely awesome. It's his second year racing in the nationals, and he's really going to relish the kind of experience he's had here. Looking at our finishers, Kian Grotus showing Tate Bishop a thing or two. Tate Bishop happy to take second place. Jack Rowe in third, distant third. Hamza Jasset in fourth. Riley Horner in fifth. Andrew Rackstraw taking sixth position. And looking at seventh place, Olerato Siudu in eighth. the seventh rather, Tyrant Stern in eighth, and Yifan Lee in ninth.
Now, this is your first natural. How are you feeling?
Whew, it felt absolutely amazing. No complaint at all.
And the cart going like a Boeing, and
Oh, definitely.
tell me about it.
It was, I don't know, the cart felt on point, through every lap as well. I managed to pull fast times as well. Good race to the other drivers as well. They did a good job as well, but it was an excellent race.
So who was giving you the challenge there?
I would say it was Tate Bishop. He was driving excellent. I had to stay behind him for a few laps, drove like a champ as well. Well done to him. And
Hard luck in the dying lap, was it?
Yeah, it was a tough race. I led from lap 1, but unfortunately Kian just got past in the second last lap. Obviously with some electrical problems, it was sort of taking away some power. So yeah, literally on the last corner of the last lap, my engine just went ding, cut out, and I literally coasted across the line. Thankfully, third place was pretty far behind. So even though I had to coast, I still managed to get second.
Cool. So back to the pits quickly and get all the what?
I hope so. I hope we can find out what's the problem.
Get in there, Jack. Love that. He hasn't featured much, but there's Andrew Rackstraw. He's going to be an angry man now. Let's see what he does. As away they go already. Someone going down the inside. Who is that? What a nice dive. Was that Pete Bishop? Okay, I've got what row out in front? Ooh, Gratis in third place.
Impact on 244. That's Jack Rowe,
Yes, that
who
was
took
Jack Rowe.
he took a bit of an impact,
some
and one of the
dust.
carts going off into the dirt. So Jack getting a little bit of a fun run and getting a bit of airborne as the carts are now trying to sort their way around the circuit. You can see Tate really pushing to try and get further up. Gratis trying to also keep it going as well. So this is going to turn into a bit of a battle for the guys, as it's the final round. You want to end on a high, especially right here at Formula K.
Yeah, and Tate Bishop not wasting any time. He's not gonna wait a whole lap to get his first place back. He's already back in first. He's got if that is Jack Rowe right behind him in the 20 carts. Gratis in third place. Come on, hot on his heels. Is that Jassad? If I'm not mistaken. I believe that is no. That is Rackstraw.
Rackshaw in first place, Riley in second place, who's
Rackshaw in
really
the lead,
pushing. And you can see Grotus and Bishop a little bit further behind, trying to get themselves organized. But Rackshaw is now just moving up. Riley chasing him down, though, trying to put the pressure on in a bit early game. And Rackshaw is having to really defend, try and get him back into the train and pull away. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky for the guys as they battle their way around Formula K. And now we were talking about the motors of how you set them up, especially now it's getting a little bit cooler here at Benoni. And you've got to work that out of what are you going to do, how it's all set up to carry the pace and especially carry it through to the end. They haven't got many laps to do. They've got 10 laps to make this all count. Let's make or break it. It's the final time. The curtains are closing for our senior max, if you can put it that way.
Yeah, and I think Tate Bishop can hear you, because as you were saying that, he was busy trying to nudge his go-karts along in some of the sections. You could feel it losing a bit of power as, side by side. Nicely done. Very nicely done by Horner there. That's a beautiful move around the outside. I didn't expect Rackstraw to actually. Well, he was respectful. He gave a lot of space for Horner to be able to take that. Let's see if he has some answers. That is as the next few sections come up. Usually, plenty opportunity to overtake and get your lead back. And I don't think Rackstraw will be waiting around for someone to tell him and mail him a letter about that. But Tate Bishop is back in contention then. All of a sudden, he's in podium conversations. He's in third place, right behind Rackstraw. And Gratis is in a close fourth. So the battle between Horner and Rackstraw has caused a train.
And that is it. Bishop now trying to put a little bit of pressure on Grotus going and also trying to look up on the inside of Bishop. So this is turning into a bit of a race between them. Rackshaw trying to make up a little bit of pace. Horner just doing everything he can. But take a look. Rackshaw tried looking on the outside, opted to rather stay in tow and get pulled along. I think he took a look over his shoulder, could hear the other engines, and decided rather to try and work with Horner to try and move himself a bit more forward than go and break out of the train and possibly lose 2 places.
Yeah, highly likely to lose 2 places at a moment's notice, or at a curb's notice, depending on how you're placing your carts on the track. You got to make minimal mistakes. Anything can happen. But looming in the background, I see Jassat. Jassat is waiting for something to happen. He's like, he can smell the opportunity. He knows he's got a bunch of very aggressive carters in front of him, so he'd be able to maximize a potential podium position. Who knows? It's a gamble. Very much one of the gamble predictions that could happen, but we never rule it out. Anything can happen in karting.
And definitely you want to try and get onto the back of the train and then get pulled along. Rackshaw is starting to look on the outside. Tries to line up. Does a bit of a switchback though. Didn't work out. Horner managed to close the door firmly on him. Very, very close call. Rackshaw nearly pulled a bit of a dummy and set Horner up for a world of hurt. But Horner came back, closed the door. Rackshaw having to back out of it. Bishop now trying to get onto the back of him, and Grotus as well, looking left and right, trying to lean inside, managing just to get by.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful move. And Jazzit now also looking to get involved. So this train has just gotten slightly bigger, and you can see Jazzit now going on the outside, taking a position.
Beautiful move around the outside. What an opportunist. Oh, he maximized on that. I hope he'd be able to keep that. Grotus is going to push him down, of course. So he's not going to be able to get past him as easily as he did there. But defending champion Tate Bishop is now fallen by the wayside at the moment. So we'll see if he's able to have some answers to some of the challenges he's seen thus far. Rackstraw, oh, beautiful move. My favorite overtaking spot has to be turn 1. Oh, what is going on? Is that Grotus?
I think that was Grotus who did a little bit of 4x4ing at that point, and definitely off the circuit as well. Dirt on the tires, as we know, slicks and dirt are not best of friends right here. And you can see Rackshaw now trying to keep it all together. Hornet right behind, chasing him down, and it looks like Bishop who's moved up. And I'm trying to see, and that's Jassat that is behind. So definitely Grantus was out of the mix there.
Yeah, now I was just about to say. He's actually all the way at the back of the field. Oh, great. Now we got news that he's out of his cart, so the race is over for him. He was doing so well. Yes, you should be that frustrated, young man. You were driving so well. Going to be 2.5 laps we're looking at coming up. Bishop and Grotus, oh, side by side. Looking Bishop swinging. Bishop giving Grotus the signal there. Let's think about this. You know, those front two are getting away from us. We need the speed. Glad to see Grotus is still on. I was a bit confused there, but it didn't make sense for the man in the white overalls to be off. He was running really well. But Tate Bishop, what a move. What a move for him to be able to stay ahead as long as he has, given Ryan Horner's pressure. I think Horner is a Riley Horner rather. His pressure's been actually more consistent than we've seen him all day. He's a transformed racer, right?
Definitely, and you can see Grotus keeping the pressure on, gets right onto the back bumper, looks to go on the outside, has the door immediately closed on him. Bishop just going and working his way through. And Bishop was saying, just think about this. We need to work together to get through. And Grotus is just like, forget it. This is a race. I'm down till the end, buddy.
Yeah.
Looks to go side by side on the outside. Will he make it
well
stick?
done.
And does it.
Well
Bishop
done.
losing the position. Grotus now hard on the charge and takes a look behind him and really doing everything he can to keep up the pace.
Yeah, and fair play to Bishop not squeezing him out there, because the move was done before the entire turn 1 finishes. So clearly Bishop was very fair. So Grotus has a chance to enjoy podium. Let's see if he has the kind of pace to pull them up into a closer position to the podium, but definitely chances are slim for them to do anything about this front 1-2 that we have. Horner, flawless. Take your hat off, Horner. I think he drove really this heat.
Well, Horner really keeping the pressure on Rackstraw at this point. Rackstraw just trying to keep it all together, trying to keep it tidy. Horner starting to reel him in, gets over the curb, loses a bit of momentum as they make their way back on to the main straight. You can see just going and touching those curbs and slowly losing that little bit of momentum every single time as they head on to their final lap. Will Horner be able to retake that first place away from Rackstraw? Rackstraw trying to be very defensive, goes on a tight line, keep him at bay, really sliding the cart round. You can see trying to drive the wheels off as they make their way around the circuit.
And of course, he tried best also to keep those wheels on while he tries to drive them off. It's quite a thin balance to have struck and going as fast as possible while also maintaining the advantage of a stable cart. You noticed how he's sliding around. Ooh, a bit of curb taken there, looks a bit unstable, but he's opened up a cart length. Very late braking from Horner there. He smells blood. Potentially could have a win if Rackstraw makes a mistake, but I doubt that's going to happen. Rackstraw is a seasoned Senior Max rider.
Coming down to the main straight, it's going to be a little bit of a race, but it does look like Rackstraw managed to keep ahead of Horner. Horner was so close.
He was.
Right behind them. Rotax,
He was.
who might have pointed out, also got the fastest lap of the race, doing a 106.2 on the previous lap. So well done to that.
Oh, brilliantly driven from Rotax. Andrew Rackstraw taking final honors. Riley Horner in second, very well driven. Here in Rotax in third, Kate Bishop fourth, Olerato Skudu in fifth, Ifan Lee in sixth. Seventh place goes to Jack Rowe, Tyrone Stern in eighth, Andrew Hill in ninth, Khalema Ngati in 10th. Hamza Jassad, unfortunately, lost out there.
So the final race of the day, how did it go for you?
We had the pace, but obviously we didn't have enough pace to keep him behind us. He got past. Yeah, awesome day.
And so what are you going to do for preparation for the next meeting?
I don't know, we'll just have to play to our strengths and see what happens.
Very challenging weekend. Friday practice we were thereabouts, in for the wins on Friday. It looked like our pace was solid. In the warm-up on today, me and another competitor collided, so I've been racing with a very bent chassis the whole day, and an unfortunate exclusion, but yeah, we're happy to pull off a win even with the bent chassis.
So looking forward to the next meeting. What plans you got? What tricks have you got up your sleeve?
Definitely, I think we just need to be consistent, bank some more points, and yeah, I think we're going to come in stronger than ever.
It was a really good day. Tough day as well. You know, you always have to persist and do your best as well during a tough day.